Hello, everybody. Hello, Trailblazers. I'm glad you've come. On behalf of the Trier Germany user group, welcome to today's Salesforce ISV Landscape session, in which we explore solutions from third parties in the Salesforce ecosystem. My name is René. I'm the Trier user group leader, and I'll be your host for today. Our esteemed guests and speakers are Leuck, White and Adan Omer from Salesforce ISV partner PDF Butler, who will present the PDF Butler Suite from a Salesforce admin perspective. The session will have 3 parts, an intro, a live demo, and a Q&A. In principle, you can ask questions at any time. For that, please raise your hand, or rather, please save them for the Q&A and put them in the Q&A channel. Our volunteer Jonas will moderate the questions. So let's get started. Leuck and Omer, Adan, the stage is yours.
Also, thank you, René, and thank you everyone for joining. A privilege, and René, thank you for reaching out and booking us in. We're glad to be here. So, my name's Leuck White, and I'm the operations director here at PDF Butler. So I'm going to do the propaganda side of things, and then I'm going to hand over to my colleague Adan, who will run us through the live demo part, the really interesting part as well. So let me just share my screen, then we can go ahead. So let me just pull the slide deck up. So I'm hoping everyone can see my slide deck. René, if you just confirm you can see the slides.
Yes, all right.
Okay, fantastic. So PDF Butler, where do we start? It was born out of our founder and CEO's sort of frustration with some other document generation vendors out there. So that was where we brought this sort of idea of frustration through to efficiency. So what were the frustrating parts with using some other doc gen vendors or not having a doc gen solution? So a lot of our frustrations that we found and what we've solved are in and around some of the setup and maintenance to make that easy for not just the initial setup, but going through that process, and also to spend less time creating the documents and be able to pull data directly from Salesforce for those use cases where they're not using anything to generate documents from currently. And also, but the ability to be able to customize every level of that document as well is very, very important. So that's why we are a native Salesforce application built on top of Salesforce. We only work with Salesforce, so therefore we are subject matter experts in all things Salesforce through all the different platforms and even into Agentforce as we speak to. But we'll go on to Agentforce a little bit in a minute. So we've been a Salesforce partner since 2019. I manage the sales team here as well, and we're spread across 9 different countries from the US all the way across to Japan and Australia. Fantastic retention rate. Our customers, they stick with us, which is important as well. And that is down to our product and our innovation. But actually, a lot of that comes down to our support team. If you read any of our 5-star reviews on the AppExchange, nearly all of them will talk about our support in one way or another. It's something that we're really proud of. So when you buy PDF Butler, you also buy first-class support as well, which is important. Also, we've seen a generation of documents is a big subject matter within the field, and us being able to generate documents in less than a second on average obviously really helps with that speed. No one wants to be sat there waiting for the dial to whiz around, waiting for your document to be generated. And then what we found over that was speaking to our customers that on average, we're saving about 26% of an average salesperson's working week because we're not having to wait for those documents to be generated or even doing them manually with copying and paste data across. So I think everybody should be convinced that they need some sort of doc generation application within their Salesforce. Otherwise, I think you're missing a trick there for sure. Now, we've created over 1 million documents each year get generated through the PDF Butler application. And that obviously increases all the time as well. We're well over 1,000 customers spread across the world. We're really happy that we see our customers using the solution as much as they do. We'll take a little look at some of the verticals and use cases. Now, of course, being Doc Gen, it's fairly industry agnostic. However, we do have some strengths and some very big customers in various different verticals. So we take a look at manufacturing. So obviously in the Salesforce parlance, that includes obviously automotive and energy as well. So we've got some good customers we work with there. Through healthcare, real estate, financial services as well, and non-profit. So where we see some of those common use cases sort of invoices, proposals, quotes, certificates, reports, presentations. So just because we're called PDF Butler doesn't mean we just do the output in PDFs. It's Excel, it's PowerPoint, it's HTML, it's all of the above. And of course, other industries as well. We're not limited to any specific industry. We definitely have some strengths in certain industries that you can see on the slide in front of you. So just quickly here, just drop in a couple of use cases from our customers here. So we're taking a look at Gravity and their financial services. I think some of these use cases are really important to take a look at, and my marketing team do a great job in capturing these success stories. They can all be found on our website. So I think it's nothing better than hearing a real life example of what's happening. So with Gravity here, they were disjointed document generation processes using both Salesforce, Doc and Google Docs. Pricing was all over the place, a lot of manual effort as well. So with them, we managed to sort of reduce the rep's time of creating by 50%, which actually increased their sales cycle. So why would you not go ahead with it? Then take a little look to a completely different industry with a non-profit side, and about how non-profits sometimes struggle with some of the technology side of things because they're so focused on their mission. So with climate, KIC here, they had big issues with time consuming and eating up a lot of time, and also documents that were sort of prone to errors as well. So we managed to actually reduce the document creation time by up to 80% and making sure all the documents went out nice and cleanly. So a lot of thank you letters, donor receipts, tax notices, etc. All things obviously the non-profit sector is using heavily as well. Now, the PDF Butler and the PDF Butler Suite. So how does it come together? So we now have a suite of products that all work together, of course, and they start from the whole journey. So this is pure end-to-end document management. So we've got our Form Butler product, which is they're taking the data and enriching that into Salesforce, so web forms or PDF forms as well, that can write that data back into into Salesforce automatically. Then, of course, our core product and where we started from is the PDF Butler product. So that's where we're generating the document. And of course, normally when you have generated a document, the next stage is a sign document. So with our Sign Butler solution as well. Then, of course, we have Bulk Butler, which allow you to send out documents in batch, Apex, APIs, flows, etc., but also to send out them in an awful large number. And then finally, we have our Collaboration Butler tool as well, which allows you to share the documents and store the documents in SharePoint or Google Drive as well. So that complete end-to-end process with PDF Butler. How does it work? Of course, ISV, so can be obviously installed straight from the AppExchange. We work across all the Salesforce platforms as well. And of course, then it can be extended through Flow, Apex, etc. And then obviously leveraging all of the Salesforce data, again, being sat on Salesforce. We can then store documents, SharePoint, Google Drive, and we actually only process documents in memory in AWS. So no personal data is ever stored outside of the Salesforce org. We process it in memory, and then that's all. No data is stored in there. So that's why you get a quick generation, but then also the security via the Salesforce security layer as well. So take a little bit closer look into some of our products here. So we start with our key product and what started everything with PDF Butler. So here it's all about document generation. So here we're creating those hyper-personalized documents in a nice, clean, easy manner as well. That brand experience you with you the whole way. Going through, how does it work? So where we differ from some of our customers is that we design the document in Word. So all the functionality you get in a Word document is all available to you in your final output. We then upload that template into PDF Butler, and the configuration is done on the PDF Butler side. So there's no logic in the template whatsoever. So what does that mean? That means now that I can send my template to my marketing team, they can rebrand it, and then I can upload it straight back into PDF Butler, and there's no issues, no logic, nothing can be broken within the document. As long as the merge fields have not been touched, and therefore the document will load back up and you'll have no issues there. Meaning, therefore, you can generate those documents nice, quick, and easy as well. And of course, one configuration, multiple templates as well. So with some dynamic ability, we can be able to have one template, but then it can actually create the multiple templates as we're going through that by the dynamic fields and the data that's selected on Salesforce. So therefore, you haven't got to keep each document separate. And Bulk Butler, As I mentioned before, this is when you're doing DocGen at scale. So we're sending thousands of documents maybe at once. So again, the non-profit use case is a perfect example here of being able to issue thank you letters, etc. as well. And also we now have a new product which is sort of linked to this as well with the e-invoicing as well, which I know in Germany specifically is going to be a requirement very, very soon. And then Sign Butler. So Sign Butler, yep, is a direct competitor, of course, to DocuSign, and we have the same level of security as DocuSign has. So therefore, there's no differences with the solution from a security point of view. Of course, the beauty of having Sign Butler is it's integrated within Salesforce. It's built on Salesforce, not just a plugin from an outside. Again, all the information stored within Salesforce as well. And again, signing documents is still sort of crazy when I see customers who don't have any digital signature. But therefore, obviously, we can make sure deals are closed first, faster. We can track agreements. We can personalize every detail of it. So one example of that, of course, is that when we send the sign requests out, they're coming from my domain. So if a customer is expecting a contract from my email address, they're expected to come from me, not from an blah blah domain, etc. So they're coming from me using the Salesforce Lightning email component as well. And then finally, to touch upon here is a Collaboration Butler. So again, this is a tool which allows you to save those documents directly into SharePoint or Google Drive, making sure we've got all that information captured in one place. So I can view everything from within Salesforce and see that. That's the folder structures, that's the permission sets, all controlled with our integration with SharePoint or Google Drive. And then Form Butler, as you mentioned on here. So this can be from a PDF form that can be filled in and submitted, but also web forms is now. So dynamic ability. Our PDF forms are very static in terms of it's a PDF that you go through and fill in and submit back. A web form, of course, is much more dynamic. So depending on what field, what option I select, that can then change what the next fields or next requirements are. And then finally, our most recent product, we have our own webinar series as well at PDF Butler, where we just did a topic on Contract Butler. So Contract Butler is our newest product. And so it's CLM, but it's very much that sort of gray space between I need a CLM, but I don't need a full CLM. So I need something in the middle, and that's where we're playing at the moment. So being able to negotiate back and forth within our interface. So that's definitely worth going back to take a look at our last webinar. So anyone wants to reach out to myself or Adan, that we can send you a copy of that webinar. But for today, we're going to hand over to Adan, and Adan's going to show us through some of our core products, so from PDF and to sign, etc. So, Adan, I'm going to stop sharing, and I'm going to hand over to you.
Thank you, René and the team. My name is Adan Omer. I'm actually a salesperson covering the DACH. So I'm not a technical guy, but if I can do it, everyone can do it. So let me see if you see my screen.
Yes, now we see the Word document. Yeah.
Perfect. So let's say before I go into demonstration, I want to explain to you what information will be later appearing in the documents, right? So at PDF Butler, as you see, everything starts with Word document. As you see here, I can actually change everything here. Then you will have certain merge fields. So I'm telling PDF Butler, give me you can create a document within the company name. Then you have the addresses. Then you have also the order form, and everything is built on Word with a merge field. So how does it work actually? If I would now go to my opportunity, okay, as you see here, and as you see here, when I start with, I have the opportunity owner, that's me, Adan Omer. Then I have the opportunity name, Eureka Adan, then the account name and the primary contact. And I will also add a certain text field also. And those quantity will appear from, if I would go to my product, I will also tell PDF Butler, please create 14 products with specific numbers or amounts into the document. As soon as I press the button at the top, generate document, what will happen is, as soon as I generate document, PDF Butler will generate an order form automatically from the field you can see earlier. Now you have a nice picture, so nice branding, nice looking good logo. Then as you see here, you have the Bestellungsnummer ABC, then the date from today. Then you will see all the information which I said to put in the document will appear in this document. If I scroll down, as you see here, you can see the opportunity name, Adan Omer. Then you will also have the account name, Omer, all my GmbH, and also the primary contact, which is Thomas Müller, the email address, and also the text field, which automatically put into Salesforce. In document, if I scroll down, in this particular order form, we are selling 2 cars, the Model Swift and Explorer. So you can see the document which appear, which from the list view I showed you earlier, you can see you put data in. So you can see the driving assistance and also the package as well. If I scroll down further down, you will also have the payment packages, and everything appears in a nice structured way with the, like, there's no gap between the tables as well. Everything's structured. If I scroll down, I'm selling another car as well. The same thing. I'm this time selling driving assistant and entertainment as well. And then you will have at the bottom, you will have the document which says, okay, expires the 31st, as you see. And then you will have here automatically pulled sign signature also into the document. And when I send this out to a customer, it will look like this. Send to the customer, and then I will go back. I will, as soon as it goes through, I will open my email. Now I'm the end user. If I refresh it, as you see here, it came through. And the best thing is here, you can customize it, because lighting component, you can actually add your logo, your color, etc. And if I would open an attachment, as you see here, if I open it, the same document appears here as well. Same document. So let's make it more interesting. So for example, the customer says, oh, I like the product, but I would like to have certain discounts, or what I'm going to do, I can actually change the types here. So if I change the type here to existent and upgrade, for example, and then save, and then I would press save, and then I'm going to add tires and rims to this opportunity. So I'm going to go here, add the parallel rims and tires. Which I think the car has 4 wheels, so adding 4 tires and 4 rims. And then I'm gonna save it. What will happen is, if I generate my document again, what happens is you can see automatically the rims and tires are automatically, as you see here, Felgen is in German, and Reifen automatically included already into the system. Tires, the package, automatically into the document. And also you can see, because he's a existing customer, it had a discount, automatically you can see we can actually use variables if you have discount, and then you can also calculate the amount as well. And the best part is, for example, you see here 10%, and the best part is here, if this could be anywhere in Salesforce or everywhere, you can actually put phishing from marketing into the document. Says if this happened, please include this one, and you can see it's also including, and also have the picture on it. Both have pictures and phishing. This can be anywhere. You can have it in Salesforce. You can have it in your system, and you see, please, if someone chooses this, include those images or those documents also into the document. What I'm going to do now is everything looks good. So I'm going to press this stage, and I'm going to send it for signature. So I'm going to same button. Now what will happen is, now you will have all your RGBs, T's already in the document. What happens if I scroll down, all of them down, then everything is clear. The product phishing is there, and you can see here, as you see here, automatically it pulled in the T's automatically into the system. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to send it out for signing. Press, like, as you see here, we have different buttons, as you see at the bottom. So this could be a manual sign, so which means you can download the document and send it out via manual signing. This will be sending straight to the customer. This button, especially when you have a customer on site, so you can actually send it, have a tablet open, and then the person can sign on the spot. This one, and then you can have also set it through Salesforce. So I'm going to send it to my email. So I'm again the end user. If I go back here and refresh my page here, as you see here, automatically came in. Leuck talked earlier about branding, right? So this email address came from my domain. So Adan Omer at PDF Butler. So if I send to the customer, he knows it came from me. This one, as I mentioned, is Lighting Components. This one you can actually change. You put your logo, your branding, etc. So if I press sign, you can see here, you can actually define before, because I speak German, I have like the German version. So if you have colleagues in English or England, same changing. You can have French, different, depends on the person, local where he based, can change the languages. So if I press, go stay German, and then if I have to scroll down all the way down to the bottom, same document, all the way down. And then, for example, I'm gonna add reference. This will be later put back to Salesforce. Completely down. And then I can actually sign. The button is sign here. If I move this a bit up, and then sign. So you can actually, if you have, you can actually ask, let's say if you need documentation like passport editing, you can ask, and then the person can upload document also in here. Next, and then here you have different option. You can actually hide it from the users, or you don't need to hide it. So basically you can see here, you can actually scribble. Then you have the email OTP. Then we can upload a picture. This one is the second. You can actually send SMS. The person will get an OTP. Then he can log in. This one is for Netherlands, and this one is for Belgium. Let's say they have to verify it with their passport. So if I do this and then sign, but before I go there, you can see I can actually, everything can be tracked from these components. So as you see here, it shows I send it for signature, I open it, as you see here, still, I open it, and then now if I refresh my page here, automatically it will be as a close one. If I go up as close one, and this one, my signing piece is also should be finished. See here, order trail, everything is signed. You can see the tick, and the best thing is also you can also have certification as well, where you can see with the timestamps here. And it's the same. You can do the same thing also, which Leuck mentioned earlier as well, for the contact form. So the same principle, the form butler. You can use it, and you can also have a docx, or I can actually send a customer a contact form, as you see here, and he can fill it out the same way, and then everything comes back to the system. As earlier, I put here the reference number, as you see, appeared straight away, and then you have two options. You can actually have it, like as mentioned, like in files, attachment, or you can actually straight away set it up. We have the solution where you can actually, the same thing, you can actually push it straight to SharePoint as well. Leuck, anything to add to else or to show?
No, I think so. I can if you stop sharing, I can then share a bit of the back end as well, because I think there's a bit of a question about the configuration. So I'm happy to take a little look into the back end and just show our admin panel as well, so people can get a little look at what that looks like. Cool. Right. Let me just share. Let me just share this. All right. So let me share this one. Okay, cool. Right, so I'm in a similar demo org that Adan has just been in. But what I've done is I've opened up actually a PDF Butler application. So from in here and PDF Butler, when you first log in, actually we've got a nice process of steps to go through in order to configure it. What we've found is that it's super easy to configure. So actually, as part of our recruitment process here at PDF Butler, anyone who applies for a job actually has to complete a quick assignment, which is to install PDF Butler and actually generate a first document with it. So there's various different versions. As Adan said, Adan can do it. So anyone who's an admin will be able to do this super easy. So we've got a nice checklist with video how-tos, etc. etc. as well. The other thing to bring everyone's attention to as well is our academy. So this is where we've got lots of guides and of how to get started, the initial setup and the registration, all sort of video packages in there to be able to run through. You can search for a particular topic, or if you get stuck. So we find that very useful. Lots of customers are very happy with the academy and the content that it's got. But let's go back to the setup. So fundamentally, from the setup point of view, we need three things. We need the data sources, we need the config, and we need the template. So Dan's already showed you the template. But first of all, it all begins with the data sources. So here, of course, we are trying to find and pull in all the data we're possibly going to need to go into our document. So we've got the SQL builder here, which people can go in and happily go ahead and code and add in whatever information they want in there. We've actually got Socko builder here as well. So therefore, we're able to actually just go through and select the field. So nice and easy, click and add. So it doesn't matter what I go through. I can see the related elements as well. I can keep driving through the relation. So the beauty with PDF Butler, of course, is that there's basically no restriction on how many levels deep you can go. As long as there's a line of sight, therefore you'll be able to pull that information back in, which is something that some of our other competitors out there in the market don't have the ability to do. So I can add in multiple fields. I can also add in various different where clauses, etc. in here, and different operators, etc. there, to be able to customize it and also be able to order it and to review it, etc. there. So these are now all of the fields that I've got selected in my data sources. So now I've built that up. I've pulled in all the data that I'm potentially going to need actually in my document. I then go through in here into the doc config section. So now I'm starting to actually building how I want that data to interact with my document. So in here now, I've got all of my builds, etc. here. So let me just pick on date, for example, in here. So in here now, I've got the date field. So we've got various different types. So as you can see here, there's a full library of numerous different types of data. So from paragraphs to tables to barcodes, etc. in there. I think fundamentally we've covered off almost every request. And the beauty of our product is that we're constantly innovating. There's probably an update release of PDF Butler on a weekly, bi-weekly basis with new features coming in all the time. And of course, if there's some sort of thing missing in there, then please let us know. We're normally quite quick at getting things put up to place. So here I can select out the type of it. I then be able to obviously select my actual field in here. I can then have the merge field. So the merge field is create, date, etc. in there. And also we can change the patterns of how we want these dates to be shown. Also, we have the ability to flick between what's the locale in here. So for example, in here is that by default, it'll be set to the sort of the wherever you are. So the European date format, or maybe it's the US date format. So we're going to configure that as well. So we can actually cleanse the data as we're going through. Even some text fields, we can set them to be uppercase or all lowercase, etc. in there. So you've got the ability to cleanse some of the data before that's going through. And then, as Adan showed earlier on, it's all about having the templates in there as well. So as we go through here, as Adan showed a template, then it's just about adding the merge fields. So nice, quick and easy ability to be able to then create that document and then be able to upload it back into the server. You'll then get the errors back if there are any errors and be able to then create the document nice and straightforward that way as well. So I think that gives you a good summary of both PDF, sign, and form, but also our contract butler solution as well. Like I said, that's a much bigger demo to go through. But today we wanted to show you guys, our standard. Apologies, I'm struggling with a cold today, so hence why I'm coughing. But yeah, going through that process is nice and straightforward as well. We can arrange a demo to take a look at Contract Butler as we go through all that process as well. Adan's the main point of contact for the DACH region, so please feel free to reach out to him or to reach out to me, and I can point you in the right direction. But yeah, René, Jonas, I wasn't sure if there were any questions from anybody that we can potentially answer here.
Yeah, first of all, thank you both so much for this insightful explanation and nice use case presentation, for touching upon also the back end and the several modules that you have in your suite. We do have a couple of questions already, so I think we can go into the Q&A, right? So for that, I would invoke the help of our volunteer Jonas. Jonas, can you take over?
Yes. So if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the Q&A section or raise your hands. You have a question, so you can speak up.
Yeah, hi everyone. Quick question. Is it possible to generate multiple documents at once if the data comes from different records? So that in the list view, I select like a dozen records and then I create like one block of PDFs instead of having to repeat the process 12 times.
Yeah, absolutely. So from a list view, you can then select as many records as you want to be able to then generate the document. Obviously just limited to Salesforce limits. So 250 records, etc. from a list view. So limited on Salesforce limitations there, but yeah, absolutely, you can create that. And there's actually a couple of choices. You can create those documents and store them potentially in SharePoint or in files and notes as individual PDFs, or you can create them as one master PDF. So if you're going to send them for printing, for example, that's the use case we've had in the past, that they can be sort of generated in bulk as one big PDF and then sent to a printer if they're going to need to be printed out or sent to via post solution as well.
Okay. I do actually have a second question then.
Yep.
It's more on the pricing side. I've seen that on AppExchange you have like different prices for different products. So my org, we are looking into e-signatures, but we are not ready yet. So if now we start with the DocGen solution, and in 6 months and 12 months, we say, okay, we are ready. Will there be flexibility on combining the products, or how strict are you in that case on the terms that we originally signed on if our goal is to actually buy more?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can buy. So the good thing is there's no minimums from our side. And from that point of view, yes, you can start with PDF Butler and then add Sign Butler in 6 months' time. No problems with that whatsoever. What we tend to do is then just co-term it. So we'll just pro rata the Sign Butler. So say you buy PDF Butler today, you buy in Sign Butler in 6 months. We would then charge you for 6 months of Sign Butler, then renew everything altogether on the anniversary as well, just to keep the process as simple as possible. And of course, we're always happy to sell more licenses. So if you ever want to add any more licenses, we'll always take the money. No problem there whatsoever.
But also, I think also mention as well, they're both separate. So PDF Butler is the core product, and Sign is an add-on. So like you can start with, as Leuck mentioned, you can start with PDF Butler and Sign because they both are different core products. You can PDF Butler if you need PDF Butler, then Sign. Eventually you need Form, so you can actually edit the time you need and whatever you need them on the go.
Okay, thank you.
So yeah, thanks for the question, Jill. In the meantime, René asks another question. Does PDF Butler have built-in usage statistics allowing the customer to monitor the usage?
Yes, indeed. Yes. Yeah. You can run that data 100% in the back end of the PDF Butler application. So yeah, the knowledge base, our academy will show you how to do that. But yeah, super easy to be able to run that and to be able to see exactly what your usage is. The good thing is that does make it maybe a little bit different. Is that from a usage point of view, how we set the pricing is per user per month. And as long as the human is clicking the button generate a document, then it's unlimited doc generation. So there's no capability there. The only difference to that is if we're creating documents in bulk or using a list view, then that's obviously automation. So that then comes to a sort of per document price. And the same with our Sign solution. So we don't count envelopes as some of our competitors do. So if a human's clicking the button to send the document out for signature, there's unlimited Sign requests. No limit whatsoever. If it's a community use case, for example, when we're sending out Sign requests as well, we only actually count signed documents. We don't count number of Sign requests gone out. We actually only count signed completed documents as one use of PDF or Sign Butler in that particular use case. But yeah, statistics can be pulled nice and straightforward from the tool here as well. So actually, there's a link here to our academy, which actually talks about how you can pull those usage statistics out.
Yeah, great. So René has another question. Could you talk a bit about a PDF Butler roadmap?
Yes, it's always evolving. Yes, innovation is one of our key principles here. So the most recent innovation has been our Contract Butler application, so the CLM, but it's always evolving. So we have monthly release notes that come out that are on our website, and also if you're in our database, will come out on a newsletter as well. PDF Butler is a fairly sort of stable product now. It's been around for sort of 6-7 years. So an awful lot of it's about scaling the solution, making it quicker. But a lot of innovations are happening within the Sign Butler solution as well. So initials is still a requirement from some customers, especially in the US, of having initializing documents. So that's coming as well. So you keep a lookout on our release notes for all the new changes that are happening in our social media channels. Definitely there to help with any updates that are coming as well.
But also, Leuck, you mentioned we have also coming in Q4 the Agent Force as well.
Agent Force. Yeah, we've got two customers live already using Agent Force. So one in the Netherlands, Boat Bike Tours. So they're currently leveraging Agent Force in order to generate quotes and actually send out sign requests of information as well. So the end customer is using the agent to communicate, and then the agent internally is then calling PDF Butler to generate the quote for that end customer as well. So those two projects are live as we speak as well.
Yeah, great to hear. Another question by René. Is it possible to get PDF Butler certified on the Academy?
Yeah, so what we've got as a spin-off of the Academy is our university. So I mentioned the Academy is like that living knowledge base where you can ask a quick question to find a solution to maybe a problem you're encountering. Our university is an ability to go through and get certified in the solution. So yeah, you can log into our university, and go through the process and get certified that way.
Yeah. Another question which we already came across, do you have any plans for incorporating AI-based functionalities into PDF Butler? Is a PDF Butler part of the AI conversation?
Yes. So again, we touched upon it ourselves. We're one of the first ISVs to have the product live on the Agent AppExchange as well. So one of the first ones out there. So that's ready to go. So Agent Butler is able to be installed. And like I said, for us, the obvious use case is that when someone is speaking with an agent and they need to generate a quote or have a document to sign, then basically you can then one of the actionables can be to generate the PDF in PDF Butler and send it out to the customer as well. Internally as well, we're also looking at some AI working in terms of how about the configuration and the setup of PDF Butler as well. So that's an ongoing project at the moment. So keep an eye out on our website and social media channels for updates in terms of that. But there is a live project internally looking at how we can use AI to help even to make the setup of PDF Butler even quicker than it already is. We think within under an hour, most admins can get their first document up and running. So very, very quick, but maybe we can even reduce that time even more by leveraging some AI capability as well.
Yeah, great to hear. Another question, what kind of growth have you experienced?
Yes, it was a great question. So since we've started, we've had double-digit growth year on year. So we've now up to over 1,000 customers across the globe. The DACH market is a very good market for us. I think it was the third biggest market for us last year in terms of revenue. So it's very, very strong, and we've got some very good customers in Germany and obviously the wider DACH region, which obviously Adan is responsible for. So I won't give him too much confidence, but he's doing a good job in the DACH market. So yeah, the growth has been exponential, and you can normally see us at all the Salesforce events as well in Germany. We're often there. We were there in Frankfurt a few weeks ago. So yeah, no, the growth has been great, and the company itself it's probably doubled since I've been here. I've been here 2.5 years, and we've doubled in size from an employee headcount as well.
Yeah. So another question, does PDF Butler cater to all client tiers? So from small businesses all the way up to enterprise?
Yes, I think, yeah. Do you want to go, Dan?
You can go. Because I do the sales, so we have small customers from 1 user to 1,000 users. So for us, we don't charge. There's no starter packs, right? The customer can buy whatever he needs. He needs 1 user, you get 1 user, he needs 2. So we have a smaller, especially have small NGOs, have bigger companies. So for us, small to enterprise, it depends on the customer needs, what they need, and it's just they're going to buy. There's no particular, say you have to buy XYZ. So it depends on the customer and what they want.
Yeah, so a related question. So how does it go? Do you get then these adjustment requests all the time, like +1, +1, +1 as teams grow, or how do you handle that?
It's quite simple, right? You just create an order form and then you send it to the customer, he signs it, and then you just activate, get the org, and then put it in the org, and then that's it. It's request.
Yeah. I mean, if you sell to growing customers, you maybe start with 8, and then the team grows to 10, and then next year to 12. So you will have a lot of requests that way, you know?
So I have, for example, I give you a prime customer. I started last year. I started with a company. They bought 5, and now actually now they came back in May, and now they came back in June. Now they have 400 users. So the first they start to testing it, and then they explore it, and then they grow automatically, because then you grow automatically. So they buy what they need first to test how it works, and then automatically it grows. But eventually in the future we will have AI kicking in, handle this request. So occasionally if someone comes in and they say, I want to add 2 or 3, that's why we're working the back end to have an agent force actually. If someone needs 1 to users at the back end, just adding and then do the work behind the scene without me as an sales has to do something.
Yeah, that sounds really smart.
Yes.
As a use case, do you then have a you have described kindly described how a customer would do a pilot and then a broader rollout? So are you hand-holding this specifically using a customer success organization, or?
We do internally. We basically, what we do have, let's say, you can see what we do first. We do a POC, so which means the customer install the package on their Salesforce org, because on our org we can do everything, right? You can do magics in our org. We can do everything we want. So what we do actually with the customer installs on their org, so actually we can use the data they have, and then because we don't outsource it, right? We don't have, everything is done at PDF Butler. We don't outsource anything. So we do either the partner the customer has a partner, or we as a PDF Butler go in because our product and help them. So let's say we start, let's say they have a implementation, and then we're going to do with them hand holding. We're going to show them how it works. They give us a template. We work together, because at the end of the day, that's our product, right? If it's first, it's PDF Butler. So what we do, we make sure that the customer experience from support side, from the management, we're willing to do hand guidance and holding hands until the project goes live, or have a partner.
So, sorry to ask more, but does that extend into actually offering professional implementation services, service delivery, or do you leave that to your partner network mostly?
We don't do implementation, but sometimes we do, because if the project is too big, and let's say the customer don't know, let's say a PDF Butler or the partner, so we do, let's say we start the foundation. So normally we don't do implementation. We have partners like Sales5, ComSelect, or other partners, they do implementation. But sometimes when it's getting too complex or they want to start, we help and then do the foundation, and then the partner do the rest, or we do combine with the partner. But we don't do implementation, but sometimes we have to do it.
Yeah, I see. That's what Salesforce does as well overall. Yeah, Jonas, back to you. There is a question from Michael.
Yes. So Michael asks, what is your USP regarding other competitors? What makes your product unique?
Dan, over to you. You're the salesperson.
I think uniqueness is definitely and I think it's more like we are certified as everything is based on Salesforce. So and the speed also, and we don't from the pricing point and everything. I think because especially in Germany, our company is Belgium, and our data is also in Germany. Like when you speak to German company or Swiss company, they say, "Oh, where is your data located?" Right? It's also easier use, and I think the main part is our support. So our support, it's I think, which makes my life more easier. It's the support and everything you support. You don't have to wait. You can send log a ticket, they reply, and also the speed of the document we have.
Yeah, just to add on that as well, I think the way it's been built with maintenance in mind. So the setup is easy. Also, the maintenance going forward is easy as well. There's nothing worse than being able to have to rely on maybe your partner to make what seems to be a simple change to a document or the layout or the branding of a document. Actually, your internal Salesforce admin is more than capable to handle that. So that makes sure that documents that are normally business critical are updated as quick as possible. So that's a key. That's a key point of it as well, which is also which is important as well. And also licensing model is different. So we touched upon it a little bit. Our standard is price per user per month with unlimited document generation or e-signature as well. So that's our standard pricing model. We do have some sort of consumption-based modeling, especially when we look at Agentforce or bulk Butler side of things. We're talking volume, but our typical licensing model will be per license, per user, per month on an annual contract basis.
Yeah, thanks so much, Luke. I had also asked that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So maybe the way the Q&A works with the different sorting made it slip through. I also asked, how can I test drive PDF Butler?
AppExchange. as an AppExchange.
Yep, on the AppExchange, there's a 60-day free trial that you can go and drive it. So there's a test drive option, of course. Also, you can go and install it and have a 30-day free trial as well, where you can go ahead and play with it. And again, that's supported as well. So if you come into any problems during that sort of trial, then obviously you can reach out to our support team and they'll be happy to answer any questions you have along the way. Obviously, the Academy as well will point you in the right direction to get things started there.
Yeah, I see. So the trial in a sandbox, is that also time limited or is that unlimited?
No, it doesn't expire in theory within the sandbox. So I think there's an expiry date of 90 days onto the sandbox. But yeah, as standard. But yeah, there's a slightly longer into a sandbox.
Yeah. Are there other questions from the audience?
It doesn't look like it.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic.
Are there additional aspects you would like to highlight, which maybe we haven't gone into as much as you would like?
No, I don't think so. I think we've covered everything we need from a high-level demo. And I think what would be great is anyone who's interested or sees this, of course, is to reach out to myself or Adan to sit in a proper demo. We'd like to understand your use case, what the customers are trying to achieve, and then we can definitely help through that and even run out some more customized demos or even run out some proof of concepts as well if the need arises.
Yeah, if somebody wants to meet you personally, if I recall correctly, there are a few upcoming events where people could do so.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, event season is crazy. So yes, so we've got London Calling next week, followed by London World Tour. Then we're in Zurich as well. So Zurich, I think the 3rd week of June, we'll be in Zurich, which is probably the closest one to everyone. But of course, if anyone's coming across to London World Tour, then feel free to come and stop by the booth and come and say hello. And I'm sure we have some goodies as well that we can give out as well.
Yeah. My kind of final question is, could you outline what people could expect to find maybe on your YouTube channel? I've seen there is also a community-focused content series there. Could you describe that a bit?
Yeah, so we do a lot of stuff on YouTube. There's an awful lot of video content on there as well. I also host our podcast, so Inside the Salesforce Ecosystem. I think we're about 12 episodes now, where I speak to someone within the ecosystem, talk about their journey, etc. in the ecosystem, and talk about things, all things Salesforce and their journey. So yeah, if anybody wants to come and get involved and be a guest or a victim, maybe not a victim. Victim's not the right word, but come and be a guest. Come and be a guest on the podcast. And yeah, please feel free, reach out to me. And then, yeah, more than happy to set up and to get you onto the podcast as well. And outside of that, of course, there's lots of videos and et cetera in there. But that spotlight. And also take a look at our website. I think the customer success stories are what's really important on there as well, to really hear from customers maybe in your industry and how they're using PDF Butler as well is some very good insight.
Yeah. Thank you so much for highlighting and explaining the various channels and venues, how you can be found.
Yep.
Yeah, thanks so much for all of these insights. I think we covered quite a broad set of bases here, which is actually the intention of the format. Thank you so much to our fantastic speakers. Get well soon, Leuck.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Thanks everybody for attending, and I hope you consider the further episodes in our series, which you can find on our Ohana Trier LinkedIn channel. Yeah, thanks so much, everybody.
much.
Wish you a nice afternoon. I leave the last word to our speakers.
Thank you very much for having us, first place, and maybe hopefully see you soon in person as well.
Yeah, exactly. To Dan's point, thank you very much for having us. Yeah, reached out on LinkedIn, connect with us, or see us at an event. Find us on YouTube or LinkedIn. Yeah, give us a nudge, and we'll get back in contact with you as well. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks so much, everybody. Bye bye.
Cheers. Bye bye.
Yeah. Bye.